What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the most disappointing and the most surprising basketball shoes of 2024. Please keep in mind that this is all my personal opinion, so there might be some shoes here that I don't like, which you really like, or there might be some shoes that I really think of as a positive surprise, which you didn't like. Let's get straight into it and start with the first disappointing pair of 2024. It's the KD4 Retro for me. I know that these technically didn't release in 2024 as they are a really old pair that got a retro release. Nonetheless, they were a disappointment for me, not in terms of looks. I absolutely love the design and the colorway selection we got. Were really, essentially every colorway that came out was a 10 out of 10 look-wise in my personal opinion, but the performance just isn't as good and I can hardly play with them for a few simple reasons. First of all, the cushioning setup. There's almost no impact protection. It's really hard. My feet hurt after I'm playing with them. The next big issue for me is the fit. They are very narrow and have this kind of banana shape that KD's feet also have. And if you don't know, KD has really narrow feet. And the third issue I have with them is that the materials are really stiff and also pinch into your feet at some points, especially because the fit also isn't perfect for me. The traction performance, on the other hand, actually is pretty good, as is the lockdown. This strap actually does something for lockdown as it's connected to the midsole of the shoe, which really helps to keep your foot locked in. And as I said, the looks are a 10 out of 10 and I would wear them way more often if the performance was better. The first surprise of 2024, we have the Easy One by Serious Player Only, a really cool brand. They have released some amazing shoes already the last couple of years. My favorite was the Player One Plus. And for the Easy One, I actually didn't think much of them when I first saw them. I liked the design, but I didn't think that they were going to have good performance. The cool thing about them is that they come with exchangeable insoles, and I've never seen a basketball shoe brand do that, as essentially they come with an orthotic insole. We have the off-court insole for off-court use. That's also really cool about the shoe, that they can be worn on-court and off-court. And as you can see, it's not really sturdy, it's just some Ortholite foam for comfort underfoot. And then we also have this on-court performance insole, and as you can see, they are way more stable, especially here in the midfoot. We have a lifted arch for that extra arch support, and they also give you great torsional support. And then the final thing in there is another midsole, kind of like a drop-in midsole. You can take them out and it's like a foam midsole, has good compression, and they feel absolutely amazing on court. We also have a midfoot shank plate, which you can see here. If you take all the insoles out, you can't see them from the outside as the outsole has solid rubber. But as I said, if you look inside, you can see it's kind of an X-shaped shank plate with a longer side being underneath your big toe, which is also really nice for torsional support, and you can really feel that underfoot. So support features are also very good. It's a really low-cut shoe. The materials are a mix of a canvas upper, kind of like on Vans, and a synthetic leather here in the toe box and in the middle. The tongue is padded, but it's nothing crazy, and overall it's a comfortable fit. The only issue I noticed with them is that this part right here on the inside, the last lace loop, the tongue kind of doesn't go up all the way. So this, if you lace them very tightly, will press on the inside of your foot, like on your inside of your ankle a little bit, but it went away after a couple of times hooping with them. And overall, these would actually also have made my top 10 best basketball shoes list. I just got them after I was finished recording that video. An amazing performer. I love the looks, versatile on-court and off-court, and a huge surprise for me in 2024. The second disappointment of 2024 also comes with a drop in midsole, as it's the Puma Stewie 3. I was so excited for these. They look absolutely amazing, and then I also heard that they have a drop-in midsole, and I thought, oh man, this could be Puma's best basketball shoe in a while. Sadly, it's not. I mean, you probably guessed it already since they're one of the disappointing shoes of 2024. While the drop-in midsole is actually nice, we even have a little shank plate here for extra torsional support. The rest of the shoe just isn't it for me. They are extremely heavy and also extremely bottom heavy. I've never had a drop-in shoe in hand that's as heavy as the Stewie 3. The heel is really clunky too. Like if you strike with your heel, you don't really feel like you're wearing a shoe. It kind of feels like you're having like a metal boot on your foot or something. The upper is also very stiff. Of course, I haven't worn them as much because I just didn't like them. So it could be that they will be more broken in the more you wear them. I just really like the design with all the flowers we have here in the upper. It's a beautiful looking shoe, as I said. Traction performance was actually okay, especially for a Puma shoe with a solid rubber outsole. The support is also good. You have good lockdown, essentially just because the shoe is so stiff. But overall, I just didn't like the performance of the Stewie 3 and I was really disappointed. The second surprise of 2024 is the Jordan Air. These also released relatively late in the year. They, funnily enough, also have a drop in midsole, but here it's, if I would only compare the insoles of the Stewie and the Air, this one is a lot lower to the ground, not as nice, doesn't have as good torsional support, but it really does a solid job. And what's so nice about them is they retail for only 100 euros or dollars. By the way, if you want to cop any of these shoes, you can find an affiliate link in the description box down below. I got all these shoes from Kicks, or you can just use the code LUCAS for a discount. Back to the Jordan Air, as I said, only 100 euro or dollar retail. And when I first saw them, I also really didn't think much of them. I thought it's going to be like a flimsy, yeah, let's say Jordan brand type shoe, as the other Jordan brand performance just haven't been as good lately. I was a big fan of the Jordan 38 Low, but this year's models I didn't really like as much. Maybe the Tatum 3, but they also lacked support. And when I saw these little plasticky things here, I thought, well, these are probably not going to be as good. It turns out these are actually amazing. They're great for wide feet. They have very solid traction performance. They do pick up a little bit of dust, but it's nothing all too crazy. The cushioning setup, as I said, is nice, and the support features are actually also pretty good. I had some followers comment that they were afraid that this plastic thing is gonna rip. It hasn't happened for me so far. I've worn them in really heavy contact practices, so almost as intense as a game, and I've had no issues with them so far. A third and final disappointment of 2024 for me was the Jordan Zion 3 SE, so the special edition. And again, funnily enough, they also have a drop in midsole, which in itself is actually really nice, as we have a full-length Zoom Air drop in midsole, kind of like the ones you could have had on the Kobe 11s if you customized them on Nike ID. But the rest of the shoe here is just terrible. They added on an extra $20, I think, for the special edition because of the better drop-in, and the shoe is just as bad as the regular Zion 3. Traction performance is terrible on dusty courts. On clean courts, you're going to be alright, but essentially every shoe is going to be okay on clean courts. On dusty courts, as I said, you're slipping and sliding all over the place, and the biggest issue I had with this shoe is the extremely narrow fit. These are narrow even for narrow footers, so if you want to cop them, definitely go up a full size. They are just this narrow. Even, as I said, if you have a narrow foot, they're gonna pinch, they're gonna hurt. The support features were okay, nothing crazy. The strap here is actually also connected to the midsole, or let's say the outsole, because we have the drop in here. So here we have this outsole, and the strap is connected, goes in right here underneath the midsole, so it does something for extra support, which is always nice. The materials here are leather. That's also why they're called special edition. They were upgraded, but they're really stiff, and as I said, because they are just so narrow, they just hurt. They were pinching, and I also had really high hopes, similar to the Stewie 3 when I first heard about the Zion 3. Drop in midsole, nice looking shoe, low silhouette, complete opposite from the Zion 2, but sadly they were just a disappointment. And now finally, to end the video on a positive note, the third and final surprise of 2024 for me is the Adidas Dame Certified 3. It's my first time trying Damian Lillard's budget line, and they felt amazing. 75 euros or dollars, you really can't ask for much more than what these shoes will get you. Solid traction performance, yes, they do pick up dust, but if you're wide, you're going to be good to go on every court, on every surface as well. They will even last you outdoors, as the rubber is relatively hard to move, and you have a lot of grooves that even asphalt courts will need some time to work their way through. The cushioning setup is a highlight. We have full length bounce cushioning. It's really soft, almost as nice as on the Dame 9. The support is decent, not the best, but it will get the job done. And the materials are also pretty nice. We have a synthetic leather. It's a little bit stiff at first, so they will need some break-in, but after that it's going to be nice. You also have nice amount of padding. And overall, I really enjoyed playing in these. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you think of my list. Would you add any pairs? Would you take any pairs off my list? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Have a good one and see you next time.